Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Corin, also known as the Kitten Choreographer, and I am a teen with a passion for animal rescue and, in particular, kitten rescue. So, in today's video we're going to be talking about how to get rid of fleas. I am dealing with fleas as a foster parent right now. I have foster kittens and I've had them for a while, and of course they didn't have fleas for a while. But unfortunately, when we took Peter and Darling to the vet to get spayed and neutered, Peter came back with some fleas. So I know technically, yes, it is the vet's fault, but I know they did not mean to give fleas. They must have just had another rescue animal in at the vet at the time that they were in a flea egg. Or a flea. Obviously eggs can't jump, but a couple fleas hopped onto Peter, and so now we have a flea infestation. It's not super bad. We did catch it early, but we definitely have to go through all the measures to make sure that these fleas go away and don't come back. I was wearing a nice dress earlier. I have my makeup done because I went to a wedding. Of course, I don't do makeup as much as I used to, but I do like to do makeup, and I went to a wedding today, so my makeup's kind of crusty because it's been on for a while, but I changed out of the dress I wore and into sweatpants and a plain black t-shirt because we're about to be giving kittens baths. Basically, as soon as we saw the fleas, fortunately the kittens I had at the time were all old enough to have flea medicine. Of course, they can't have all flea medicines. You really have to check and read, but we found a flea medicine called Frontline that is used for 8 weeks old and 2 pounds and up. So we gave pretty much all the animals in the house a dose of that, because even though we just have fleas in this room, you know, we want my cats out there and my dog to be protected. The first thing we did is we gave them flea medicine, and then we waited for that to go in, and then like almost 24 hours later we gave Peter a flea bath with just some baby shampoo, and he still had fleas, and we're still trying to figure out like how to get rid of the fleas. Like, we have a good idea, but we just didn't do it in the most productive manner, because what the product I'm going to show here in just a minute, we couldn't get that right away. Then we got some flea shampoo and we gave Peter a bath with that. Poor Peter does not like baths, but we had to give him a bath. The Braves, the other ones that are in my room right now, which they were transferred in my room a couple weeks ago, they unfortunately are too young, like slightly too young for the flea shampoo, and we were just scared of giving it to them because the instructions said not to. You always want to do exactly what the instruction says when it comes to like medicated products for cats, because it can be really bad if you don't read the instructions and follow them exactly. Basically, now this is the last round of products. We basically can't give them any more Frontline for a month. Sorry, it just cut off for a second. My card was full and I had to delete some footage. So I did that, and now we're back. And I don't remember what I was talking about. That pretty much happens every time I have to stop. But basically tonight I'm going to document the process of the very last flea baths that we're giving all of the kittens. We're not giving Darling it. We have a spray that I will show you when we do. We have like an Advantage flea spray to give to Darling because she would not tolerate a bath. She absolutely hates being picked up, and cats hate baths. We could not give an adult cat a flea bath when it wasn't absolutely necessary. So we're giving it to the 3 Braves, to Smee, and to Peter. And so we are not doing the flea shampoo this time. We are doing Dawn. Original Dawn dish soap. I don't necessarily support Dawn the brand because they're not cruelty free, but Dawn is the only thing I've seen 100% that's like, okay, we're gonna kill the fleas. Yeah, basically also today in my room, I went to a wedding, like I said, so I was gone for about 4 hours, which is perfect because this is like a flea bomb that you put in the room. It's chemicals that go out and kill all the fleas and the flea eggs, because the main thing is the fleas are not all on the cat's bodies. They are also like in all of the carpeted stuff that you have in your room. And like, I've got a cat tray, I've got a rug, I've got a bunch of cat beds, I have my bed. So we did this flea bomb thing. It's an at-home like house fogger is what it's called, and it's for a bunch of different bugs. We basically followed the instructions. My dad did it, so I don't know exactly what it's about, but it seems to work like my dad recommends it, so it works well. This is Century Home Household Fogger. So if you're wondering about that, I definitely recommend doing one of these if you have a flea infestation. And I will show you, we are using this Advantage spray on Darling because we're not giving her a bath, so before we bring her back in here, we're gonna spray her off. But let's go and do the flea baths for my kittens. Okay, so we're in my bathroom. My dad's gonna be here helping me do it. It's a lot easier with 2 people. You can do it with 1 person, but it's easier with 2 people. So basically what we're going to be doing is putting a line of soap around their neck and then bathing them so that the fleas can't get up to their neck. It's easier to explain this with the water off. You're going to want to use warm water, you know, like the temperature you would put a baby in to bathe the baby. You know, you're not going to make the water too hot, but you're not going to make the water too cold, you know? So to get situated with the camera, it took a little bit, and now Peter, we're like halfway through the bath while Peter can see, so I'll try and explain it better when we do the other boys in just a second. We just finished with Peter. He's not a happy bean. We'll document the others better explaining it. He's not happy. I'm sorry, bud. Don't worry, we didn't drench his face. You definitely don't want to drench their faces, and you don't really want to get their ears wet. But we just took some, like, wet cotton rounds and just, like, wiped his face gently, so it's not actually, like, drenched. We just did it gently. He's in a burrito right now to get warm. We're gonna go put him back in the kitten room and dry him off well. Hi, editing Corin here. So basically, older kittens will lick themselves dry. So yes, you want to towel them off well, but like don't worry if they're not completely dry because they will lick themselves clean. I'm talking like kittens like 6 weeks and up. However, kittens younger than that are too young to regulate their own temperature, so they can get cold really easily and they don't really know how to lick themselves very well. So you definitely want to make sure that those kittens are very dry. You're going to want to sit and towel them for a very long time, put them straight on a heating pad after their bath, and just really make sure that you get them dry before moving on to the next kitten. So I just wanted to come in, pop in, and add that. So we have Harris here. He's gonna be the next one. So we're gonna put a ring of soap around his neck. You can scruff them to make it easier. But we put this ring around so the fleas can't escape to their head. They're not happy, they hate baths, but they're necessary to kill fleas. A cup of water can help to get them wet easier, and then to rinse soap off after. And it's pretty cool the way Dawn dish soap works. As soon as like the soap touches them, they die. So you'll see some dead fleas coming off of them in the process of bathing them. Accidental bubbles there. Harris is a lot easier. Peter was definitely a two-person job. He screamed and scratched and, well, he didn't scream, but he squirmed and scratched and all that. Harris is just limp in accepting his fate. I'm just lifting his head up so he doesn't get wet. And like press in between their toes a little bit so the fleas get out, and make sure to get the fronts and backs of their legs really well, their stomachs, pretty much everywhere, because the fleas like to hide lots of spots. Promise I'm not squeezing his head, I'm just holding it so that he doesn't get stuck in the water. So you never want to dunk their heads or get water in their ears. That's why I have these little cotton rounds here that I'll get wet. So I'm just going to dip these in the water a little bit and then rub it on his head. I have a flea comb here in case we needed to like get out fleas, but we're just kind of rubbing his head with just a teeny, like it's just a cotton round like slightly dipped in the bath water that's kind of sudsy. And it's just to make sure there are no fleas or flea eggs on their faces. But you can't dunk their heads, but you can rub them with a cotton round. I didn't get it. That's just us seeing a flea and not able to tell whether it's dead or alive.
It's dead. It's dead.
He looks like a rat. Well, I mean, oh, down, he does. He looks like a rat. Squirmies, Peter. He just looks pathetic. Poor Burrito de Harris. He looks like a little rat. So we're gonna dry him off. And then what I'm gonna do is basically just speed through the baths of Harris and Hamish. I won't even film the bath of Smee. And then I'll come back to say an outro and say final thoughts and more information. Hubert's all done. Next up you'll see, oh, clean wet Smee. So you'll see me do the outro again in just a minute, but I wanted to do a little announcement while I have rat baby Smee. Smee is my special needs kitty with cerebellar hypoplasia, kind of like Charlotte. He's not as severe though, and he doesn't have the bendy legs. But we are foster failing him. We're keeping Smee Man. I just love him too much to get him go. I will still foster. I just wanted to give that little announcement, and you'll see me again for some more information and final thoughts in just a second. It's Fluffy Hubert. Hi, Mr. Hubert. Hi. Anyways, it is basically like a week and a day later. I know that is so bad, and I didn't even get this video up the day it was supposed to go up. Life happens. I wasn't feeling well, all of that stuff. I had school and stuff. We have successfully gotten rid of the fleas. But I am glad I didn't get the video up when it was, because we actually didn't get rid of the fleas entirely with the flea bats. We basically got rid of most of them, but there was still one little mini flea on Harris. And so we basically gave them all Capstar, which that's another flea medicine, but it's different from Frontline. It's not topical, like you don't put it, you basically put Frontline like in between their like shoulder blades here, but Capstar is a pill that you can either stick in the back of their throats, or you can crush it into baby food and feed it that way, or you can crush it into a syringe with water and feed it that way. There are many ways to feed pills, and if you'd like a video on that, I can maybe do that next time I need to feed cats pills. And I also didn't show us putting the flea spray on Darling, which I'm sorry. It was a two-person job. She was very unhappy. She really didn't like it, and I couldn't deal with the camera in that. But we saw one flea on Harris, and so we gave them Capstar for just like 3 days in a row, which that's a medicine you can give every day. Just make sure to dose it correctly for their size, and that got rid of all the fleas. So that's basically all the steps I personally took to get rid of the fleas, and maybe if you take those steps too, you can get rid of the fleas in your house, because we don't like to deal with fleas and we don't want fleas. So I hope this video helped teach you how to get rid of I almost said get rid of kittens. We don't want to get rid of kittens. How to get rid of fleas in older kittens. I have kittens all over me. You want to say hi, Harris? Say hi, Harris. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe for more kitten related content. I have a link in the description to my Venmo, PayPal, and Amazon wishlist that you could donate to if you would like help support me and my kitties. All the money goes directly to the kitties. Thank you if you do decide to donate, but no pressure whatsoever. I upload on Sundays, and if I can't upload then I upload whenever I want to. Also, please leave any thoughts or questions that you have down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching again, and goodbye!